Hi, my name is Rafał Dźwięga. I'm a Polish reenactor, and we are reenacting the 1st Polish Infantry Division, which was named after a Polish national hero, Tadeusz Kościuszko, who was also a hero of American Revolutionary Wars in the 18th century. And our division was formed in the Soviet Union in summer of 1943. And the division took part in a fight on the Eastern Front. First in Belarus and then in the central Poland, and then they slightly moved to north. They went to Warsaw in January 1945 and moved to the western Pomerania, and eventually the 1st Division was fighting in heavy fights around the Berlin and in the Berlin itself in 1945. So the division existed between 1943 and 1945. And after war, the division was moved to Poland, and it became like a primary unit of the Polish army, and they've been in existence pretty much until the end of the communist period. After that time, Polish army was reorganized, and the 1st Division came assist to assist.
Hi, my name is Wojtek. I'm also a World War II reenactor. So we got a TT, Takarev. It's a semi-automatic gun. This one actually was made in Poland. It's not period correct because it was dated 1952. They used a similar model during World War II. It was made in Russia, of course. This is again made in Poland, so it's made after the war. Right? This was copied from the American 9/11 Colt. Right? Very used during the World War II. We got the Ppsh-40, right? Semi-automatic, holds 30 bullets. Full auto. I'm sorry, full auto, right? Holds 30 bullets to a mag. This was a very light version. The stock would open up, so you can. This stock doesn't open because of Illinois state law,
okay.
Right? So 30 bullets to a mag. You could hold it. Could hold the gun by the magazine. It will not be and then you fold out the stock to better support the firing the weapon.
And this is a 9mm?
No.
7.62 that? That's very unusual.
It's 7.62 times 45. It's the same cartridge to be used in the pistol.
So you could use the same bullets in a pistol? So was it uncommon for them to carry a pistol and that at the same time?
Well, the pistols were only officers. Officers will only wear pistols, right? Your regular infantry would not. We know of it, like maybe they would pick up, but they would not wear. They would not have a sidearm for it. They would put it like in their pockets, or they would not. Your regular infantrymen would not use any sidearm. They would have just the regular. Only the officers were always identified as having a sidearm, right? The PP system. Okay. Ppsh, right? 41 with this one is very familiar. You've seen in movies, all the Russian movies. Very familiar with the round magazine, right? Will hold 70 bullets, right? You usually hold it like this, not the most comfortable way to hold it, right? It came with a flat magazine as well, like something like this. But this is the most common, not the most functioning one, but the most common one. The round one will hold more magazines than the flat, straight magazine. Okay, and this one also had this one had the wooden stock, so when it came to hand-to-hand battle, you had the stock to use it, which this one didn't have the same effect.
Now these were all manufactured in Russia during the war?
Yeah, they were all Russian weapons. Later on, Poles got their, what's it called? We were making them in Poland as well.
Basically on their license.
On their licenses, of course, after the war.
After
during the war.
So you could say the Polish army during the late 40s was manufacturing their own weapons.
Yeah, they had a very good.
But it was the Russian version.
Yeah, they had a very good before the war, 1939. They had a big factory in Radom, which they were making all their weapons for regular Polish army. So the factory stayed there. Later they were making German weapons during the invasion. Then later on, when Russians came through, they just changed them. They were making weapons that the Polish army was using, which was all Russian weapons, right? So that's what it was. So this is a rifle Moisin Nagant, the short version of it, which the infantry would not use. This was used mostly by cavalry engineers because it's a short. Infantry would use the long version that is right here. So this is the short version, 5 bullets in. Every time you have to cock it every time you fire. Most common weapon. I would say second most common. This is the most common one. This is the long version of the Mosin Nagant. That's the most common weapon of any Russian Eastern Front infantry. Right? It came with a long bayonet that wasn't really in use. Spike bayonet. We have it right there. The spike bayonet right there, which wasn't really used in any attack. There wasn't World War I, so it wasn't in charge. The same thing. 5 bullets come in. Right, you cock after every.
Yeah.
I would say this is one
Bold
really
action.
Bold action, yeah. Really good weapon. Never had problems with it. We would fire in snow, in rain. All the other weapons would jam. This is a very well, I would say, simple weapon.
Reliable.
Right, reliable. That's why everybody still use them. Right, because very reliable weapon.
It was adopted by the Polish Army after the war.
I think they actually even used them in 30. Didn't they use them in 39 as well? No, they did not. I thought they did. Alright, so this is Svt-40 Semi-Automatic. This became very famous during the Russian-Finnish war. The Finns adapted it much better than the Russians. The Finnish would capture it because the Russians would throw them away, and they readapted it to use it for their own. This is a horrible weapon. Horrible is maintaining it. The maintenance on it, the cleaning of it is very horrible. It takes really a lot of time.
Intricate.
Yeah, like this you can take apart in any environment. This, the spring would need to jump up. To clean it in like a trench, impossible. Really nice weapon. They even use them later after all. They use them for parades because it's a very nice weapon to display. Even put the bayonet on, looks very nice. They used them until the 60s for guarding tombs, for any display they would use them. Really nice weapon. Right? It has you have to adjust the gas regulation, which is the whole point. That after you clean it or you want to clean it, the whole gas adjustment goes off. So you have to really know what you're doing to readjust it. And that was the point. You couldn't just load the weapon, load the bullets in it. Now this holds 10 in a magazine, right? And it's a semi-auto. Okay, very nice. I love that weapon. It was my second weapon that I purchased for this hobby. And then as soon as these came out, we switched immediately because it was just very difficult to maintain the weapon. Right? I thought personal. And to our left, we have a heavy machine gun for the Maxim. This was used also in the Soviet Army until it's from World War I. They just changed design. It worked, so why change it? It has a wheel-based mount, so you can move it. It has a plate, so the gunner won't get shot. It was used in a kneeling position and also in a lying position. It's a 4-man crew, right, to operate this heavy machine gun. This is our newest purchase. We just got it. We're very happy with it. This one works. It's gas operated, so it's basically a very expensive tool, right? Then we got a DP-28, the light machine gun with a pancake magazine, which holds 42 bullets. 46, right? So this one was able to be moved by, this is a 2-man crew, so 1 gunner and 1 guy that would change the magazines. Came with a pancake magazine, and the 8-hour guy would carry the magazines in a can like this.
And this is a Soviet design?
This is a Soviet design. This one's made in Radom, again the same factory as the other weapons. This is a post-war Polish, but it's the same design. Later on, after the war, they came out with a DP-20 DPM. The way you see them, the new design has a pistol grip. So the old design had no pistol grips. We used them also in Vietnam War, but all of them had pistol grips. The PC used them with pistol grips. Very light machine gun. This one, we never fired it because this one is actually a dummy. So we just use it for this display only. Alright, and then we got a motor on this side. 82mm motor. Also operated by 4-man crew, right? We just got this a new purchase for us as well. Very heavy. This came also in a short infantry version, which was much more shorter. You could put it in your backpack and move it. This one will not be mobile. This is, you set it in one place, it will be carried by a truck. You could move it, but it would take the whole company. But this was not to be used as a changing position rapidly. It would stay in one place because this is the heavy version of it, not the infantry version. So that would be it on the weapon-wise.
Well, What about the Polish cavalry? They had the biggest cavalry in Europe.
Well, in 39, yes. In 44, the LWP, the division that we are portraying, also had the cavalry. They did with the Soviets, and at the beginning they used all Soviet gear. They even used the Russian swords, the shashkas. And when they got into the Polish territory, they started changing it into how it was in 39. So the Russians allowed them, so they started using more of their gear from 39. You know, using the whole cavalry. But I don't think in 43, 44 was as effective as they were in 39, right? The Polish cavalry now.
One famous charge of Biedrusko,
Yeah.
where they actually charged the German lines, and it was very effective. Like within 10 minutes, they defeated the Germans and captured that village.
That was the only one. The cavalry in 43, in 44,
45.
45. I'm sorry, in 45. Right. So they were not as. The cavalry wasn't used as much. In 39, it was the pride. Like, you know, like in the Canadians, the Canadian Mounties is the pride of Canada. The cavalry is the pride in 39. That was their primary units. That wasn't the case in 45.
It became obsolete. And
You know, I think, you know, more cars. And remember at that time, Poland wasn't a rich country in 39, so they had no roads. So cavalry was perfect for that. To move, mobilize, to move, they would move much more quicker than the cars. Remember later on in 45, 44, the cars, the tanks got different. They got quicker. They got a little bit, you know. So you had more motorized military than you had in 39, right? So it's just different times, I would say. You know.
so how long have you been doing these reenactments?
Oh gosh, I've been doing it since 2007. I went to look at one many years ago, and then I got hooked.
Yeah.
Rafael is the gentleman that spoke first. He's been, that's our senior. He's been doing it for about 20 years, I would say. And Chris is the second runner-up. He's been doing it for
15 years.
Yeah, 15 years. So I am the one of the newest addition to the unit, you would say, that joined the unit. 2007 was my first ever reenactment. So 9 years.
So where do you buy your uniforms? Online? Any special company? Or
All over the place.
historically correct.
It's historically correct. We try to get as much as throughout the years that we reenact. Always some new information comes up. So when we find out that something that we wear is off, and we have proof we will change it. You know, always information comes up. So we will change the uniforms we get. We had a local guy in Indiana that his mom would sew it for us. Now we switched to overseas, and we think where do we get them now from? From
Belarus.
Huh?
Belarus.
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 Oh, Belarus. Okay.
Belarus.
Belarus. So we get them from there now. That's not bigger because they have to be Polish. Hats we get them from Poland. We got a nice gentleman that makes it for us in Poland. He just made these for us. Most of the gear, like I said, if you want a good gear, you have to go to Poland. Some of the stuff we can use as Soviet gear, so eBay, of course. A lot of garage sales. A lot of people on Facebook sell their stuff right now, which is also from Poland. A lot of the reenactors have brought up some stuff that they had, they didn't know what they had. So a lot of I would say private sales. There's a lot of good stuff that we got. A lot of them are private sales. Or somebody gives us like, hey guys, I have this. Would you like to buy it from us? That's how it was with the motor. Somebody contacted us. Hey guys, we have this. Would you like it? And then we started talking. It was a similar thing with the Maxim. Somebody contacted us and hey, I'm selling, I heard you looking, would you like it? And then it comes from there. A lot of the good stuff, people come up to us, or we would find it. eBay is also one of the main place that we buy our stuff from. Yes, we do have a website. We use Facebook. We are known as the first Polish Infantry Division on Facebook, so you can type it in. I'll give you my card. That's our number one information. We tried many others, but Facebook somehow blew up.
Wow.
So we just use Facebook, and it seems to be very well done. We have a lot of good feedback. So far we have 1,500 likes. A lot of people from Poland really should say that we do a really good job. Which really makes us happy, because that's why we do it. We don't want the people in Poland to say, hey, you guys are really, that's not correct. So far we get really good reviews from Poland, which is important. We set up the site to actually get new recruits. So far that wasn't the case. We're not getting any new recruits, but we're getting really good positive feedback from everything. We post anything that we know, what we cook, how we do things, how we operate, what we teach, what we learn, what we train, and people seem to really like it. So that's our number one form of communication is Facebook. Pozdrawiam wszystkich rodaków w Polsce, proszę zobaczyć nasz film i dziękujemy za cały support na Facebook. Dziękuję.
Najśmieszniejsze jak Amerykanie.